So we have all of our stuff on GitHub. Now let's actually start working on our app. I'm going to show you right now how you can create the home page of your app. That's going to be the very first page that people see when they hit your website. So as a reminder, let's see what our web app looks like right now. If I want to run this, do you remember what commands I have to run? Well, first of all, I have to make sure I'm in the right folder. So I need to change directory into my desktop, and I need to change directory into my 1 month Rails folder. Otherwise, none of the stuff that I do is going to work. And once I'm in here, I'll run Rails server. This is going to start up the web server in the background on my computer. And that way I can actually take a look at the app live and see what's going on. So it started a little slow, but here we go, no problem so far. If this doesn't work for you, make sure you're in the right folder. And I can go to it again with this address. Open up the browser, type that in, and there's the home page of my app right now. But this is just something that Rails comes with by default. This wasn't actually created by us. So how can we replace this with something a little more useful? Well, I'm actually going to leave this running in the background, and I'm going to open up a new tab. I can do that with Command T or New Tab, but if you're on a Windows, you can just go to File, New, and open up either a new tab or a new window. Either way, it doesn't really matter. And make sure you're still in that right folder, OM Rails. You can check that with pwd, which will tell you where you are. So the way that you create your homepage is, well, there's a few ways that you can do it. I'm going to show you one of the ways that you could create your homepage. You're going to follow along with me. We're going to first, in the terminal, type Rails generate controller, and then pages and home. So it's got to be exactly like this, and before you hit enter, just double check what you typed in and what I've typed in and make sure it's the same, that your spaces are in the same place, that you didn't do pages and home together, or you didn't put too many spaces, and hit enter, and we'll see what this does. All right, so it took a little while for me, but it gives you a little bit of a status update while it's going. And what's happening is it's creating all these files for me. It's creating this file and this file and this, and it's actually editing a few files also. You're not supposed to understand what this means, at least you won't right now. This will become more clear as we get going. But if you open up the folder that we have, you can see some of the new files we created if we go into app. Well, first of all, if I check out controllers, I now have a pages controller. That's new. If I go into, what else? Views, I'm going to see pages in here. That's also new. Before we go in and make any kinds of changes or edits, I want you to go here, and I want you to navigate to basically the same page, but then go to /pages/home and hit enter. And this is actually the new page that we just created. It says pages #home, find me in, and it gives you a path, app views pages /home.html.erb. So that's actually, if I open up the app, I'll go back a level just so you guys get a sense. This is the OM Rails folder. Inside of app, close the controllers. Inside of views, inside of pages, I've got a home.html.erb. And if I open this up in Sublime Text, and I'll actually just open up the entire folder for the project in Sublime Text here. It's in my desktop, OM Rails, so just find that. Just click on the folder and hit open. I don't need this guy now. And if the sidebar doesn't open for you automatically, you can do View Sidebar and Show Sidebar. Now I see all the files here on the left-hand side that are also here in the actual folder. And this makes it a little easier to just jump around between files. So I can actually go into App, Views, Pages, and Home. And inside of here, once this loads, I actually see the code for the page that's here on my left. So the first thing I'm going to do here is actually just update this a little bit. And I'm going to, inside of these things, these are called H1 tags. This is HTML. You may never have experienced HTML before. Don't get too scared. It's basically just labels around text. So what this is saying is that what's in here is the header. It's like the first header, the largest header on the page, which is why it's so big up here. And then this P stands for paragraph. So this is actually any text inside of a paragraph is going to be wrapped in this. And this is how you do HTML tags. We have an open tag and a close tag. Now none of this is specific to Rails or Ruby. This is all websites have HTML. But what you should do is inside of here, replace this with something like welcome to my website. And then inside of P, we can replace this with sign up here. And then save this file. Don't forget to save, because if you save it and then you go back here and you refresh this page, you'll see that the text is updated. So we just made our first code edit to our site, to our app, and it's still here at pages/home. But if I go back to the original page, I still see this. So in the next video, I'm actually going to show you how you can make this page point to that new page that we created.